The myth and fear of Satanism. Satanism, a word that evokes images of blood rituals, shadowy cults, and goat-headed figures dancing beneath the moonlight. For decades, pop culture, from horror films to heavy metal, has painted Satanism as the ultimate symbol of evil. But the truth is far more complicated, and in many ways, far more human. In the 1980s and 90s, Western societies plunged into what is now called the Satanic Panic. News headlines screamed of ritual abuse, demonic conspiracies, and hidden messages in music. Innocent people were arrested, families torn apart, and fear ran rampant, all without a shred of evidence. But this hysteria wasn't new. Throughout history, the accusation of Satanism has been used as a weapon, an easy way for religious or political powers to demonize opponents. Heretics, mystics, feminists, and philosophers have all, at one time or another, been labeled as followers of the devil. The truth? In almost every case, there were no Satanists, just people misunderstood or afraid for challenging the status quo. The evolution of Satan. From accuser to adversary, the figure of Satan has undergone a radical transformation through the centuries. The original Hebrew term, Hey Satan, simply meant the accuser, a title, not a name. In the book of Job, Satan appears as a sort of divine prosecutor, testing human faith. It wasn't until early Christianity, influenced by apocalyptic worldviews and Persian dualism, that Satan was reimagined as a cosmic rebel, an enemy of God, the tempter of Jesus, the dragon in Revelation. Later theologians like Augustine retroactively cast Satan into earlier biblical stories. The serpent in Eden. That was now Satan. This reinterpretation laid the foundation for the Christian devil we recognize today. The deceiver, the evil one, the spiritual adversary. And this shift wasn't limited to Christianity. In Islam, Satan, known as Iblis, refused to bow to Adam, leading to his fall. But some Sufi mystics offered a fascinating twist. Perhaps Iblis refused because of his pure devotion to God, unwilling to bow to anyone but the divine. Even here, Satan's image was not black and white, but shaded in moral complexity. From rebel to icon, the birth of modern Satanism. In the 19th century, Satan took on a new face, not as evil, but as a symbol of rebellion. Romantic poets like Byron and Shelley praised the devil in literature as the ultimate anti-hero, inspired by Milton's Paradise Lost. He became a metaphor for resistance against tyranny, especially religious and political authority. This idea deepened in the esoteric circles of the time. Helena Blavatsky and the Theosophists reinterpreted the serpent in Eden as a bearer of wisdom, not corruption. In their view, Satan gave humanity knowledge and consciousness. In secret societies and occult writings, Satan was often associated with light, freedom, and personal power, not damnation. Then, in 1966, Satanism was formalized into public view. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan, not to worship a literal devil, but to celebrate the human spirit, self-indulgence, reason, and personal responsibility. LaVeyan Satanism was theatrical, provocative, and entirely atheistic. Satan was a symbol, nothing more, nothing less. A mirror reflecting humanity's truest, rawest instincts. Theistic Satanism and its darker corners. Not all Satanists are atheists. In contrast to LaVey, others embraced what's known as theistic Satanism, the belief in Satan as a real spiritual entity. Michael Aquino's Temple of Set broke away from the Church of Satan to form a more mystical, theistic practice centered around an ancient deity. And then there were those in the black metal scene of early 1990s Norway. Bands like Mayhem didn't just use satanic imagery, they lived it. Some burned churches, some committed murder. Here, Satan was worshipped not as a metaphor, but as a literal force of chaos and destruction. But these were fringe cases. Even among theistic Satanists, such extreme devotion to evil is rare. In most instances, theistic Satanism doesn't affirm the Christian devil, but reinterprets him. Some see Satan or Lucifer as misunderstood divine figures, linked to ancient pagan gods or spiritual forces of enlightenment, a symbol of inner fire and forbidden knowledge, not malevolence. The rise of modern Satanism, the Satanic Temple and beyond. Today, Satanism is more organized, visible, and diverse than ever before. The most notable movement is the Satanic Temple, founded in 2013. Like LaVey, they are atheists, but their mission is more political than philosophical. They fight for civil rights, bodily autonomy, and the separation of church and state. They use Satan as a symbol of justice, rebellion, and rationality. Their actions, like demanding the right to erect statues of Baphomet alongside Christian monuments, challenge religious privilege in public life. They protest for LGBTQ+ rights, gender equality, and freedom of expression. Their message is clear. If one religion is allowed in public space, all must be. And while their tone is often satirical, their activism is deadly serious. For many, the Satanic Temple represents not just a protest, but a powerful affirmation of modern identity, autonomy, and resistance to dogma. A symbol of shadows and light. So what is Satanism? It's not a single belief, but a mosaic. A weaponized word in history, a literary hero, a misunderstood god, a spiritual path, a political movement, a satire, a symbol. Whether used to terrify, to liberate, or to protest, Satanism continues to evolve. From whispered accusations in the dark to organized religions in the spotlight, the story of Satanism reveals more about us, our fears, our desires, our defiance, than it ever has about some horned devil in the shadows.